Okay, so today, Tuesday, March 26th, what we're going to work on is you guys are probably going to finish up the book notes that you started yesterday. But today what we're going to do is you're going to work on describing how cells get energy from glucose. We've talked about photosynthesis and how it makes glucose. Today what you're going to do is you're going to make a reference sheet like what we did with photosynthesis with the big piece of construction paper. You can use your books, you can use your notes. You will need to use the index or the table of contents to find the specific pages that you need. Okay? Alright, so first of all what we're going to do is, like I said, reference sheet, but we need to talk about how photosynthesis and cellular respiration are connected to each other. In other words, how are they related? Okay, so we're going to do some information first, then afterwards you'll work on the reference sheet as a partner. The next day in class I have a virtual lab for you guys to go through so you can actually see how these things really are connected in living things. But we need some background information first. Okay, so photosynthesis. What you have is plants capture energy from the sun and change it into food through photosynthesis. Hopefully this is all stuff that you guys already know. So if you look at this graphic that I have here, we start with water, and the plants get the water from the roots. It sucks it up, whether it's a tree, whether it's a carrot, or whatever. It sucks it up from the roots. Then you'll notice that water kind of goes up into this thing shaped right here. It's supposed to be a leaf. Most leaves in plants are green, and that's where all the chlorophyll is at. Chlorophyll is the pigment, remember, that's trapped in chloroplast that is actually going to capture the sunlight to make food. One of the things that is released from the plant is oxygen. It's given off into the air. It's not what they need. Then you also have carbon dioxide that enters through something called the stomata of the leaf. They're little itty-bitty holes, usually on the underside of the leaf because it's somewhat protected there, and so the CO2 gets in that way. So what you end up making is sugar that's converted into something, the sugar is glucose. It's converted into starch that's stored. Okay, so that starch is stored lots of different places in the plant. A lot of times it's stored in the stem. In a potato, it's stored in all the potato. And starch, when it comes into contact with iodine, it's supposed to turn blue, which was the whole goal for our lab that we did last week, but it didn't quite turn out right. So anyway, there's photosynthesis in a nutshell. Okay, so what if you're not a plant? How do you get your food for your cells? And I'm not talking like how do you go to the grocery store and get it, but like how do you get the food? There's a process called cellular respiration. And we talked about this yesterday in the notes that you guys took. Cellular respiration uses oxygen to break down food into carbon dioxide and water. All cells of most organisms need oxygen in order to release energy from their food. This right here is page 96 in the green textbook. You are going to want to copy down that picture so you can put that on your reference sheet. But it doesn't matter whether you're a plant or an animal cell. And remember, those are the only two types of cells that you can get broken down into, plant or animal cells. All cells are going to go through this process of cellular respiration. Plants are going to go through photosynthesis and cellular respiration. We just do this one. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to work with your shoulder partner on this, and like with the photosynthesis one, you're going to get a big sheet of construction paper. It's on the bottom of that black card up by the board. I don't think I have any more white. Just make sure it's something that you can easily see. So just like the one we did for photosynthesis, you're going to have information on the front and on the back. Please be sure you put your name on the back and don't take up the entire back side. Just put your name up in the corner and you'll be fine. Be sure that you include the following things. These are just a few, this is like the basic minimum information. You can always add more. Okay, this is your reference sheet. You will be using this later on. So you need to make sure that you have a description of what cellular respiration is. Give me a definition. Put it in your own words. Don't just copy it directly out of the back of the book. Where does cellular respiration take place? What part of the cell? What is the name of the structure where it happens. Like photosynthesis happens in the chloroplast. Well, where does cellular respiration take place? If I'm asking you what part of the cell it takes place in, you need to have some pictures, okay? I would like a picture of a plant and an animal cell, and you need to label the following structures in the plant cell. You need to have the cell wall, the cell membrane, the nucleus, and the chloroplast. Also, you need to go ahead and add in the mitochondria to that, okay? I'll fix that for you on the PowerPoint that you can have projected up on the board. So for the plant cell, you need cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus, chloroplast, and mitochondria. For the animal cell, you're going to label a cell membrane, a nucleus, and the mitochondria. Sorry. Be sure you include descriptions or kind of a job, like a duty position, or like what these particular structures do. And then lastly, what I need you to be sure that you're thinking about is how are cellular respiration and photosynthesis connected? In other words, why are we talking about these two together? What's the difference? What are the similarities? What's so important about each one of these? Okay, and that's it. Okay, so work on that. Be sure you have your name on it. You will be turning these in how far you get done today at the end of class. And then tomorrow, I will be back on Wednesday. I have a meeting Wednesday morning for curriculum stuff. So you will see me in the building, but I'll be gone at a meeting in the morning. But I will be back in the afternoon. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, or you can send me a message on Edmodo. And good luck and have fun. Okay.